Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the very first TSW and SD cyclone video update for this season. Tonight, the 19th of February 2015. My name is Nathan Donnelly, and tonight, well, it's all about Tropical Cyclone Marcia. And so here we can see the latest Bureau of Meteorology forecast track map for severe tropical cyclone Marcia. And at 8 p.m. on February the 19th, that's 8 p.m. Tonight, it was a Category 4 cyclone just off the coast there of Mackay. And it's heading in this southwesterly direction towards the Queensland coast, reaching a Category 5 system as it's just off the coast of St. Lawrence there at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. And then as it hits the coast, it quickly de-intensifies as it starts to head down in this south to southwesterly direction, becoming a Cat 1 cyclone by 8 p.m. tomorrow night, just there outside Mora. And then it continues in this south to southwesterly direction down the Queensland coast and possibly coming off the coast around the Gold Coast area. Having a look now at the expected rainfall from this system, and what we can see here on Friday, that's tomorrow, that a bulk of the moisture is going to be here just between Mackay and Rockhampton, down to just north of Bundaberg, with even heavier rainfall just there near Gladstone, and also a fairly good rainfall here between sort of the Gympie area right down to the New South Wales north coast. Also going inland to around the Barra Elaba area, and also in here through to well, between Goondiwindi and the coastline. And these falls, fairly good rainfall figures, should continue right in through to just the west of Roma and as far north as Mackay. So some good falls happening from this system. If we move into Saturday now, we can see that most of the rainfall has contracted further south down the coastline and is now the main majority of the rainfall is going to be in the Lismore, Yamba, and just south of Brisbane, so possibly the Gold Coast area. Then on Sunday, we can see that most of the rainfall has now moved away, further still down to the south, with still some good falls possible in the Brisbane and just there near the Gympie area. And on Monday, we can see that the rainfall has pretty much disappeared from that southeast corner, but there could be some good rainfall in the Mackay region and also from Ingham up to the Cowan region as well. If we have a look now at the satellite imagery of Tropical Cyclone Marcia, and we can see that here it is just off the coast of Queensland. You can just make out the eye of the system right there. And it's a fairly good looking development of an eye there, and we've got these feeder bands coming off the southern end of the cyclone. Not too much precipitation happening here up the northern side of the system. It's all happening down here in the southern part of this system. If we now have a look at the sea surface temperatures for this system, and what we can see is that at the moment it's in pretty favourable sea surface temperatures, all this orange and light red shading showing quite warm sea surface temperatures, and as it heads even further towards the coast, that really doesn't change at all. So pretty much all system go for the sea surface temperatures for the system. If we now have a look at the relative humidity values for this system, and as we can see, where this system sits at the moment in this area here is these light blue and dark blue shadings, which are absolutely fantastic for cyclone development. And as it hits the coast, those humidity levels continue to be quite quite suitable and favorable for even further cyclone development. And then as it heads down the coast, those humidity values really do not affect this system whatsoever. There are these pink shadings around the system, but they are not really going to affect the system at the moment. And we know that if they were to affect the system, or if they were to wrap into the system, well then it would be all over for this cyclone system quite quickly. But as we can see right at the moment, no problems whatsoever with the relative humidity. If we now have a look at the Bureau of Meteorology's regional axis maps, and we can see here that at 8 o'clock tonight, the Bureau had this system at 997 hectopascals just off the coast of Queensland. Now, if we continue to track this map or track this system into Friday morning at about 8 a.m., we can see that the system has certainly hit the coastline and is now tracking itself down the coast, down towards this Gold Coast and northern New South Wales area. Okay, if we have a look now at what the models are saying, and firstly we've got the GFS model here, and we can see that this morning the GFS had this system off the coast here, just in a north easterly direction from Mackay. Now, if we head in through till tomorrow morning, and what we can see is that according to the GFS, at about 3 a.m. tomorrow morning, this system, according to the GFS, is said to have totally crossed the land and is now just sitting to the west of Rockhampton. If we now continue to track this map or track this system now into, let's just bring that down a little bit. If we track this system now into Friday evening, and what we can see is that the system is continuing to move in this southerly to southwesterly direction. Taking the maps there a little while to upload, and then a huge jump down there to off the New South Wales coast. But basically, we can see that by Sunday at 6 a.m. this system should be well off the coastline, off New South Wales, after having made a track through down into a southerly direction and then into a southeasterly direction. Now, if we have a look at the European models, and they're saying that at 9 o'clock tonight, that's Thursday the 19th of February, this system should be just sitting just off the point here, just north of Rockhampton. If we go a little bit further into tomorrow morning at 3 a.m., and we can see that the system has crossed over onto land by that time and is now sitting directly north of Rockhampton. Then if we continue through till Friday afternoon at about 3 p.m., and we can see that this system is continuing to, well, it's now adopting more of a southeasterly direction, and pretty much just trying to hug the coast at this time as it passes Rockhampton. And then if we move in through to Saturday morning at 3 a.m., and we can see that the system travels, still adopting that southeasterly direction, and still trying to stay fairly close to the coastline, but has moved far enough inland to not be really able to keep its intensity or its strength. Now if we go through to Saturday afternoon at about 3 p.m. and the system continues to just follow the coastline down through to around the Sunshine Coast, and as it hits the Sunshine Coast, it sort of gets very wishy-washy. Not much structure to it whatsoever by this particular point in time. And then if we look through further into Sunday morning at 3 a.m., and what we can see is that the system, when the model catches up with what we've asked it to do, which is taking a little bit more time than I had expected to do, but it's expected that this system is going to continue to move down in along the coastline until it gets to northern New South Wales, and then it will then come off the coastline. Now we have a look at what the winds are doing around this system, and as you can see, they are sort of coming in and wrapping quite tightly around this system, and you can certainly see that this system does have a fairly well-defined eye, which means that it is quite an intense system, and it's only going to get stronger according to the Bureau of Meteorology. Expected to hit a Category 5 before it hits land. So that's all we have got time for. And so we'd like to thank you for watching our video update for tonight. Our next cyclone video update will be for you tomorrow evening. So thanks for watching, and if you'd like to support our work we do for you, then please take the time to show your appreciation by donating to us through our PayPal link, or clicking on our PayPal tab, which is located on the left-hand side of our page, and just make a donation there so that we can continue doing the work that we love to do, and that's keeping you up to date with what's happening weather-wise. So thanks again for watching tonight, and we'll talk again tomorrow.